Hey you guys, this is Sam, aka Consultant, bringing you a main deck and some extra deck cards of my evilswarm build. This is the cheap version of it, just for the people that don't have the money for the safe zones and stuff like that. But there's a couple expensive cards in here you have to have, but that's about it, so I'll just get into it. Obviously the one rabbit, it's actually good at one because you never go, when you draw a rabbit, you usually have targets like 95% of the time, which is really good. And with infestation, you can always shuffle these guys back into the deck. Infestation, infection, so it's always has a target. And obviously the triple normal heliotrope, backwards riding, baby. Yeah, so, and this guy's really good for that run over like Thunder King and stuff because he has that extra 50. So good. And obviously, like, the card that made this deck so much better, evilswarm Kirkion. He's a pretty expensive card, but you have to have 3 of him. In top deck mode, you draw Kirkion. It can win you the game single-handedly. It's so good. And then the 3 caster for the first turn. Ophion play, obviously, and you can combo with Kirkion and get into an Ouroboros. They're back in the day Shockmaster. Oh wait, it's banned. 3 mana Goras. People wonder why I don't run 2. I like it at 3 because I side one out game 2, and it's just really good at 3, I think, because it gives you that extra play and gives you the discard outlet for Bahamut and stuff like that. You can always banish one for a lure if you feel like it. And the 2 T-Bird, I like it at 2. I don't like it at 3 because you just draw into it way too much at those bad times where you could be drawing a Mandagora or something special summon with an extra monster. And it's good. I like this card if I don't have a first turn Ophion play and I have this in hand, because it lets me go like Thunderbird, set, they activate something, just chain automatically takes some damage, but next turn I have like guaranteed monster, which is good. And the last monsters are double maxi, because I'm trying to make this deck as good as it can be against first game dragons. You should win first game dragons because you are evilswarms, but this just gives you the extra draw power against them. But against rogue, you side it out a lot. So yeah, it's the monsters. Spells, obviously 3 Infestation Pandemic. People run 2. I like it at 3, honestly. And this just gives me that extra in search. And I like having the 3rd because you can't really recycle these. So even though they're searchable, you can't really recycle them. And you don't want to have the 2. You don't want to draw 1. Or the 3, you don't mind if you draw 1. Here's the makes this deck the cheap version. Instead of safe zones, you got 3 dress. So a lot of people think this card's bad, like, since safe zone's a card. Compared to safe zone, it isn't good, but I like dress still because it gives you those damage steps and it helps you get around like Pearl and stuff like that, which is a really big nuisance for this deck. So I really like this card, honestly. Even if I had safe zones, all I'd probably do is drop MSTs for safe zones to keep the dresses and just have so much extra support. But 3 MST because back row is a thing, and if you don't have the pandemic and all they have on the face down is you can space the face down and go into an Ophion and attack for 2550, and then yeah. The Patrick Hogan, basically. The Upstart theory, I actually would like it because it makes your deck so much thinner, but I believe in the Upstart Reckless theory, to where you can Reckless into Upstarts and never lose your draw phase, basically, which is so good. And it thins your deck so much. This makes it a 37 card deck, and the lure makes it 35 card deck, basically. The one ofs, 1 allure, 1 book, and 1 dark hole, because the other one ofs would be Heavy Storm and Monster Reborn if they weren't banned, but they are. But the card I put basically in any deck now is Triple Reckless, because you have so much search ability in this deck that it's just so good. Like, you open double Reckless, allure, 1 monster, and like an Upstart, you pretty much have game just because of how much draw power you can have next turn. Next turn you can draw into 8 cards. 8. And unless you draw like straight shit, which in this deck there's nothing you can really draw that's that bad. Unless you draw like 2 Maxis, another Upstart, MSTs, you're pretty much fine. Other traps, these are all 1-0s, is the 1 Station Infection, I like it at 1. It is a really good card. I will never side this card out, ever. So good. My tech, Dark Illusions, so good. It's a judgment for this deck, and it's just so good to get around those bottomlesses and stuff, and those mirror forces. No, targets. Fate, technically targets. I think. No, it doesn't. I don't know. I think Fate targets. If Fate doesn't target, then I'm sorry. I don't. I'm saying I don't know, so it's okay. Obviously, 1 warning, 1 torrential, 1 compulse. I may or may not put bottomless into this. I don't know yet. But that's the main deck. I do not have the complete extra deck. I'm missing the Diamond Direwolf, my Master Key Beetle, which my friend has right now. Just obviously they're random staples. But this is the main card you need most of the time. Normally, yeah, well, Tripper Olpheon, normally I would just run 2. Because if you ever have to go into 3, you're losing anyways. So, yeah, but a triple's okay. It's good to have this 3rd one. Like, I like it. 1 Bahamut, because I have no need to go into the 2nd. Like, there's so many better plays if you have to go into the 2nd Bahamut. It's too good. It's a crate card. Like, it really is. But I've never had a time where I need to go into the 2nd. And then obviously stable rank 4s, Cowboy, Gemini for the mirror match, and Abyss Dweller. Master Key Beetle I am getting soon, and then like Utopia and Diamond Direwolf's getting a reprint, so I'll pick that up because I sold mine. And cards like that, but that's just the deck profile. I do not have my side deck build for it. I will be taking this build hopefully to the next regionals. I do not know if this is what I'm going to run at the ARG circuit, or if I'm going to run like Dragunity Rulers or like Zombies or something like that. I haven't decided yet, but this is my deck profile of Evil Swarms, so I really hope you enjoyed. Please like, rate, and if you already subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps me out. And peace out, YouTube.